Screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The title of today's chapter is Bivariate Discrete Probability Distribution. This chapter is exactly parallel what I taught in semester 1 under the heading of univariate probability distribution. So everything what you understand in that chapter, it is going to be generalized for two variables. The concept of bivariate is nothing but two variable. So instead of studying one variable, we are going to study two variables, and after that, what is the corresponding probability distribution that we are going to study in this chapter. It is very easy if you recall what we learned in your semester 1. Let us see the first definition: bivariate discrete random variable. It is also known as two-dimensional random variables. If you recall, semester 1, I spoke about random variable. Random variable is nothing but a function. In mathematical terminology, random variable is similar to function. So when I say random variable, that means I am speaking for function. Now we want to define bivariate discrete random variable. In mathematical terminology, bivariate discrete function. Now what do you mean by discrete? The function taking separate values, not interval. That is nothing but a discrete. What is a bivariate concept? Instead of one variable, there will be two variables. That means two functions. Let us see the definition. Let omega be a finite sample space of a random experiment. You have a random experiment. You are collecting outcome of random experiment. That collection is nothing but sample space. Now on this sample space, we are going to define two functions, capital X and capital Y. Usually, the person of mathematics will say f and g. In statistics, we write capital X and capital Y. So these are the two real valued functions defined on each sample point denoted by Wi. In fact, it is a small omega in Greek letter, but it look like our alphabet W, so you can say Wi of omega. So this is element of omega. We define a function on every sample point to get real values. Then ordered pair of xy is known as bivariate discrete random variables. So what is the concept of bivariate discrete random variable? It is the function defined on sample space to the subset of real line. It is a two-dimensional, so you will get ordered pair. First value stand for x, second value stand for y. So this ordered pair xy is called as bivariate discrete random variables. The possible values taken by capital X comma capital Y is known as a range set, and that denoted as curly bracket small xi comma yz, I1 to m, j1 to n. That means the values taken by capital X equal 1 to m, values taken by capital Y is 1 to n. They may be equal number of values, they may not be equal in number of values. So this is the concept of discrete random variable, which is called as bivariate discrete random variable. So I define two real valued functions on every element of omega, then you get corresponding pair values xi comma yz. Now after having this collection of values, we can define joint probability mass function. In semester 1, you are familiar with PMF, probability mass function for single variable. If you study two variables, it will called as a joint probability mass function. What is the way of defining? Let bracket x comma y be a bivariate discrete random variable with range set bracket curly in bracket xi comma yj, I1 to m, j1 to n. Then a function capital P which defined on each ordered pair of xy such that first condition, the function which you define should take non-negative values denoted by Pij. It is a probability x taking value xi and y taking value yj denoted as Pij. And we know probability never negative. It is the ratio of two positive constants. And second condition, double summation P xi comma yj should be 1. So this is your required condition for function to be PMF. As it is defined on two variables, it is called joint PMF. So condition is exactly parallel of semester 1 PMF. For PMF, I define P bracket xi greater than equal to 0, summation I1 to m, P of xi equal to 1. It is generalized as Pxi comma yj for two variables. So y is added in the definition of semester 1 and called as a joint PMF. So to verify joint PMF, we have to verify these two conditions. Such function P is known as a joint PMF. Third definition of this chapter is joint may be called as bivariate probability distribution. The ordered pair values of bivariate discrete random variable with respective probabilities is known as joint probability distribution. That means what we do, we take a value of xy with corresponding probabilities. That is labeled as joint probability distribution. We can represent this in a table form, which is a matrix form having rows and column. This is a column for variable x. This is a row for variable y. And what is written inside is nothing but their joint probabilities. So this is inside table. P11 stand for probability x taking value x1, y taking value y1. That is P11. So this P11 is a probability which is a joint probability for x and y. P12 chance x taking value x1, y taking value y2. So what I squared by yellow color, these are the joint probabilities. Now if I make a row total, in this row total, x is fixed and y keep on changing. So this is the chance for single variable x, P1x. Similarly, if I speak for column, in this column, y is fixed, no change, but x is varying. So if I make a total of this, it is written as P dot 1. Second subscript for y, first subscript for x. So this is a total of probability that x taking value x1. This is P2 dot probability x taking value x2. Similarly, P dot 1 is a chance of single variable y taking y1, P dot 2 y taking value y2, and so on. So inside yellow mark is a joint probability and outer column is a marginal of x. So it is a probability for x. Outer row is a probability for variable y. So this column is called marginal of x and this row is called as marginal of y. This total and this total should be exactly 1 because addition of all probability together always 1. So this table is very important to solve numerical problems of bivariate discrete random variable. This is labeled as joint probability distribution. You can recall in your semester 1, I explained you univariate probability distribution. So that is a table like this. Here I write values of x and below x I write the value of probability. So this is a univariate probability distribution. But if you are studying two variables, you get rows, you get columns, and this table is a joint probability distribution. From this table, I can get a marginal. Marginal means separate. Just now I told these are the probabilities for variable x and these are the probabilities for variable y. That is the concept of marginal. Marginal means separate. So from joint, how you can develop a separate? By making a horizontal total, it gives marginal of x. By making a column totals, you get marginal of y. Definition theoretically, let x comma y be a bivariate discrete random variable with joint PMF P bracket x comma y. Then bit number 1, marginal distribution of x is given by P1x, this x should be small, equal to summation y P of xy. And this definition is repeated for each value of x. So you can see easily what the definition says. If you want to find probability of x, make a total over y. That we are doing here. You want to find probability of x for x1. So you are making total of this row. So in this row, you are summing over y. And that's why definition is sum with y. Similarly, if you want marginal distribution of y, notation is P2y, and it is summation over x, P of xy as a joint for all y. So easily you can remember, if you want probability of x, take sum with y. If you want probability of y, take sum with x. So this is called as a marginal distribution. You can represent marginal as per your semester 1 in a tabular form. This is vertical line and you have to draw horizontal line. So this will give you value of x is x1, corresponding probability is p1 dot, x2 p2 dot, xm pm dot, and total of all these probabilities should be exactly 1. Then it is called probability distribution. Let us back to the table. These are the value of x, and if you look, this total is nothing but chance that x taking value x1, x taking value x2, and so on. So these values with probability is nothing but tabular way marginal distribution of x. Similarly, we can write marginal distribution of y by making a table in the same way. Values of y in the numerator and corresponding probability values in the denominator. So P2y is P dot 1, P dot 2, dot P dot z, P dot n, total again 1 because it is probability distribution. Now fifth definition of this chapter is independence of two random variables. You can recall your semester 1 about independence of events. Capital A and capital B are said to be independent if probability A intersection B equals PA multiply PB. Exactly same definition for random variables. Random variable capital X and capital Y are said to be independent when if joint probability, which is on left hand, is equal to product of separate probability. Just now I told probability of A intersection B equal PA multiply PB. If this is true, A and B are independent. Similarly, for random variable, X taking many values, Y taking many values. So I have to verify this condition for all the pair values of x, y. If x taking 3 values and y taking 2 values, there will be totally 3 multiplied 2, 6 pair values. So this condition will be verified 6 times. And then you can say whether variables are independent or not independent. So these are the 5 definitions you have to study, you have to remember nicely. Now, by using these 5 definitions, we'll try to solve some numerical problems. Example 1. A fair coin is tossed 3 times. Find the joint probability distribution of number of heads and number of runs. Also find marginal probability distribution and verify independence of 2 random variables. This is very interesting question to understand all these 5 concepts what I explained just now. What question says you have a random experiment. What is that experiment? There is a coin. The nature of coin is fair. Fair means chance of getting outcomes are equal. Now, in this particular experiment, tossing of a coin, there are 2 outcomes in one trial. When I say coin is fair, chance of getting head equal to chance of getting tail, and that is 1/2. That is the meaning of fair coin. Now I toss how many times? 3 times. So you know from semester 1, there will be 8 outcomes for this experiment. So collection of 8 possible outcome is a sample space. Question asks me, find joint probability distribution for number of heads as one of the variable and number of runs as a second variable. So you can label this as X and this as Y. And after that, I calculate separate probability for head, separate probability for run. And then I check number of heads, number of runs, independent or not independent. Let us see solution. Very first step of solving such problem is define experiment called as random experiment. Tossing a fair coin 3 times. Therefore, omega has 8 elements. Triple H, HHT, HTH, THH, and so on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is your sample space. Let us define random variable on sample space omega as below. Very first definition of this chapter is bivariate discrete random variable. Now on this omega, I am going to define 2 variables, 2 functions. X is number of heads. This gives me range of X as Rx, 0, 1, 2, 3. How? Because if I define X on first element, X of HHH taking value 3, because I am looking how many heads are there. So when I define X on every element of omega, then these elements transfer to the numerical values. That's why this X is a random variable. Here you get 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, and 0. So when I write a range, I start from minimum to maximum. Remember, when you are writing a range, number is not repeated. A single number written only once. But in fact, there are three elements giving two values. There are three elements giving one value. And there is one element not giving a value, that means 0. And this is a element giving number of head as a 3. So my x as a random variable taking 4 distinct values. Now I define y on same omega, but definition of y is different. We are measuring runs in the outcome of omega. What is meaning of runs? Run is a sequence of similar symbol broken by different symbol. If sequence is not broken, it will be one run. If sequence is broken, the new run start. That is the concept of y equal to number of runs. So if I try to define y on first element, it is a sequence of letter h, which is not broken by different symbol. So here run is 1. If I define y on this, h followed by h and broken by t. So this is my one sequence and this is the new sequence start. So the number of runs for this outcome is 2. Now this h broken by t, t broken by h. So there are 3 different runs. So this is 3 and so on. I think everybody understand the concept of run. So what are the possible values of y? It will be 1, 2 run, 3 run, 2 run, 2 run, 3 run, 2 and 1. So minimum is 1 and maximum is 3. Now if I study x separately, it is called marginal of x. If I study y separately, it is marginal of y. But question asked me to develop joint probability for xy. That means I want to study x and y together. Let us see how we can proceed ahead. This is your bivariate matrix, bivariate table, x values, and these are the y values. I make a total horizontal. I can make a total vertical. So when I want to decide joint probability distribution of xy, I write x values in the first column, y values on the top row. X taking 4 values, y taking 3. 4 multiply 3, total 12 calculations are there. And that is written by notation P11, P12, P13. What is meaning? P11 stand for probability x taking value x0, comma y taking value y1, that is P11. What is P12? It is the chance x taking value 0 but y taking value 2. Continue like this for entire possible pairs. So how many calculations we need to perform? 4 multiply 3, we have to get 12 calculations. Then you will get the answer of question. Let us start. P11 is a probability x taking value 0, y taking value 1. If you look at table, P11 is chance x taking value 0 and y taking value 1. See how to calculate. It is very easy by using classical definition from semester 1. Favorable outcome divided by total outcome. Omega has 8 outcome. So there are denominator 8. How many favor to this? X equal to 0, that means no head. That is this element. Y equal to 1, 1 run. 1 run has two possibility. You get this as one element having 1 run, and this as a last element having 1 run. But I want joint probability. X equal to 0 and y equal to 1. So only one element is favor. You should not write like this. This is the wrong way. When the left is probability, right should be somewhere probability. So only one element favor, so chance is 1 by 8. P12, what it says? Probability x taking value 0 and y taking value 2. How to get this 0 probability? 0 probability is for impossible event. X equal to 0. What is the favorable element? Triple T, no head. But from this element, can you get 2 run? Answer is impossible. And probability of impossible event always 0. Similarly, P13, chance x taking value 0 and y taking 3. X equal to 0 has only one element. X stand for head. 0 means no. So this is the only element, no head. Now from this element, can you get 3 run? Quite naturally, no. That's why probability becomes 0. So probability of impossible event is 0. So I did this first row. Similarly, you repeat second row, third row, and fourth column. Fourth row. One more calculation I will explain. P21, probability x taking value 1 and y taking value 1, that is P21. P21, second row and first column, P21. This means x taking value 1, y taking value 1. Does it possible or not possible? Answer is not possible. Why? X equal to 1, that means element with one head. These are the element with one head. THT, HTT, and TTH. But how many runs you want? You want 1 run. You want 1 run. There is no question of 1 run because here you get 2 runs, you get 3 runs, and here get 2 runs. So this probability is of impossible event, and that's why probability become 0. What is P22? Chance x taking value 1 and y taking value 2. X equal to 1 means 1 head and y equal to 2 means 2 runs. So you get a probability 2 element out of 8 element. That is a probability. Y equal to 2 means 2 run. and x equal to 1 means 1/8. So there are two elements satisfy this condition. That's why 2 by 8 is 1 by 4. So very easy calculations you can perform. And now I get joint priority distribution for given two random variables. So you have to prepare bivariate table. How you can prepare? X taking value 0, 1, 2, 3, y takes value 1, 2, 3. This should be without sign. 1 by 8, you get a calculation of this joint probability 1 by 8. The remaining are 0. So the calculations which we made above written in the bivariate table. Make a horizontal total. Answer will be 1 by 8, 3 by 8, 3 by 8, 1 by 8. What is 1 by 8? It is the chance x taking value 0. 3 by 8, chance x taking value 1. So this outer column with outer probability column, you get a marginal. So marginal probability distribution, this is a definition. And answer directly from the bivariate table. X taking value 0, 1, 2, 3. P1x for 0, 1 by 8. For 1, 3 by 8. For 2, 3 by 8. For 3, 1 by 8. And total should be compulsory 1. That is a concept of marginal distribution from this bivariate distribution. So if you look inside, it is a bivariate probability. And if you make a total, you get a marginal probabilities. And marginal probability distribution of y, this is the definition. Answer directly from the bivariate table. Values of y with corresponding probabilities. So I get answer for marginal of y. Now last topic, you have to check whether x and y are independent or not. And that is done by using definition. The two random variable x, y are said to be independent if joint probability is product of separate. It should be true for all the pair. If it is not true for any one pair, you can stop and draw the conclusion variables are not independent. Now let me explain how to check this condition. I start with P11. That means probability x taking 0 value, y taking 1 value, answer is 1 by 8. That we found at the beginning step. P11, probability x taking 0, semicolon, y equal to 1. And the corresponding probability is 1 by 8 because only one element favor these two conditions out of 8. So I write P11 equal to 1 by 8. What is P1 dot? It is probability x equal to 0. Answer is 1 by 8. What is P dot 1? It is probability y equal to 1. Answer is 2 by 8. Now to verify this condition, take a separate product. The separate product should be together. Then you can claim variables are independent. Let us check P1x0 multiply P2y1, 1 by 8 multiply 2 by 8. 2 multiply 1 is 2 divided by 64, which is not 1 by 8. I want answer 1 by 8. Hence, conclusion, condition not satisfied for beginning step of the problem. Conclusion is x and y are not independent. Today I will stop at this stage. The remaining question and remaining topic I will try to explain on coming Thursday.